Hey BookTube, let's talk about books you loan out.
I got my ticket for the long way round.
I recently got a book back from my mom that I had loaned to her, and it gave me pause to think about the condition of books when I loan them out and when I get them back, and that whole issue. I really started to think about what was important to me, and I thought I would share some of those thoughts with you because I think this is an issue that a lot of us deal with loaning out our books. There are people that don't loan their books out at all. There are other people that do. So first of all, let me show you the book. This is the book. It was in pristine condition when I loaned it to my mom, and I got it back 2 days ago, and it was like this. Obviously, it's worn, it has a little tear, it's got shelf wear or whatever kind of wear. None of the pages are bent, but the spine is broken, and it's curled up here. It's worn here. So this is a book that has been read. Okay, so first of all, let me tell you about why this particular book, this paper copy, is valuable to me. It was a book that I received in a Christmas swap last year from someone in Canada. And I was surprised to get this particular book because I love it so much. I have an audio copy of the book, so probably 60% of the reason I loved it so much was because of the narration. But to get a paper copy of it was thrilling to me. Also, I like to own copies of books that I've already listened to. It also has the cover on it that I like. It's not the movie cover, and it's not the British cover. It's not another cover. It's this cover. I really like this cover. So these are all the reasons that this particular book is valuable to me. And the thing about it is this. I like pretty books, obviously. I have a degree in interior design. Pretty things in general are important to me, but I love pretty books. For example, I bought this at Goodwill. It's a first edition copy. It's in the cover that I really love. It is not a popular cover. The covers were changed, but I really liked this one. And if this had not been in pristine condition, I probably wouldn't have bought it. But I also will buy a book in moderately good condition from Goodwill or somewhere like that if it's a book that I want to read. Like this has got a sticker mark on it. It's got a sticker here. It's in pretty good condition, but it's not great condition. It's got another sticker up here. And this was a book that my daughter gave me to read, and it's in terrible condition because she didn't care. She loaned it to me, although she probably doesn't care if she ever gets it back, but it's in horrible condition. I mean, I didn't think she spilled something on it, like coffee or something. So, the condition of the book is not critical to me, although it is somewhat important. Now, with regard to this book, I really had to go through the process of deciding what I felt about the condition of the book when it was returned to me, and, the whole issue of loaning your books out in general. I wish that this book had been given back to me in the kind of condition that I loaned it out in, but it wasn't. And when I really thought about it, I thought, what was important to me about this? My mom, when we started talking about the movie, I said, have you read it yet? And she said, no, I want to read that book. And I said, I have that book. Well, my mom and I have exchanged books for years, and it's fine. When she finished it, she thought that my brother would love it, which surprised me, but she loaned it to him, who passed it on to his wife, and I don't even know where it went from there, but it got back to my mom. I didn't know if this book was ever going to come back to me. And at that point, when I realized that, I thought, oh, I wish I kind of hadn't loaned it out. But then I thought, well, it's just a book. I can get another copy, and actually, I would rather have a hardback edition anyway. So when I got it back in this condition, two things occurred to me. First of all, those people do not have any clue about how important it is to me to have a nice book. And I'm not even sure I knew how important that was until I got this back. But that was okay, because I can't expect them to take care of something in a way that I think they should if I don't communicate that to them, and I didn't. And this is a serviceable book. I mean, this isn't in bad condition. It's not like the pages are torn or fallen apart, or it's not like there's water damage or anything like that. This is a decent book in good condition. And the other thing about that is I'm really glad they read it. I think it's very cool that this book got passed around in my family and as many people got to enjoy it as they did, because now I get to talk about it with them. So those are two big deal things to me, and they're a bigger deal than, oh my gosh, what did they do to my book? So in terms of books and my loaning them out, I have come to the conclusion that, first of all, I need to not care if it ever comes back to me again. And honestly, that's a good thing, because it means other people are reading it, it's getting passed around. Maybe it gets put on a shelf at somebody's house, but maybe they find it, a year later and they say, oh, I want to pass this along to a thrift store or somewhere else where someone is going to pick it up and read it. That's kind of the point of the book. So I need to not care if it ever comes back to me again. The second thing is, I need to not care what condition it comes back to me in. If it comes back like this, if it comes back where the cover is torn off or it's had liquid spilled on it or something, I need to not care about that, because the point is someone read the book. So essentially, I should not be loaning out any kind of a book on my shelf that I don't feel one of those two ways about, or both of those two ways. Those two things have to really be important. Now, if I don't want to loan a book out because it's in pristine condition and I want to keep it that way, then what I need to say is, I would love for you to read that book because I would love to talk to you about it, but I don't have a copy that I loan out right now. So I need to then direct them to the public library or their local bookstore or someone else that I know might want to loan it to them. And I need to not feel bad about that, because if they feel like I'm being ridiculous about that, then that's not my problem unless they are offended, and they can come to me and we can work that out. My feelings about my books and the condition that they're in and the condition I want to keep them in are my business. And everybody's like that about something. So I don't feel very bad about that. But I do think that I'm responsible for my own feelings about the way that a book either goes out or comes back to me from my own library. Now, with regard to this one, I'm going to buy a hardcover copy, this cover, and I will keep it on my shelf. And in the meantime, I'll have this one to loan out to people. And the same is true with any other book that I value, but that I don't want to lend out because it's in such good condition. I need to just buy another copy that I don't care about. I think that some people do that. They'll have a couple of copies or a shelf full of books that they have to loan out to people, and they don't care if they go away for forever or if they come back in terrible condition, because they have another copy of the book that is pristine that they love. So books are important. They're important to me, but people are more important. And so having worked out those issues in my own mind with the return of this book, make me feel really good about loaning books out. I never want to be in a position ever again where I judge a person because of the way they took care of something that belongs to me. Now, I want to take care of something that is given to me, anything that's given to me, and return it in as good or better condition than what I found it, than what it was given to me. But not everybody's like that. Not everybody places the value on things that I do. So I understand that, and I'm not going to hold them accountable for something that they don't find valuable. So, if you want to borrow my book, then I'll give you one that I lend out, or I won't give it to you at all. I'll tell you to go find it at the library or a bookstore. I'm glad I came to this conclusion. I'm glad this book and loaning it out brought me to that. I won't have to think about this issue again. If I loan a book out, it'll be because I don't care if it ever comes back to me, and I don't care what condition it comes back to me in. And if I don't loan it out, it's going to be because I place a high value on that book. So let me know what your thoughts are on loaning books out from your library. Do you have a separate shelf that you keep for books that you just want to loan out and that you don't care if they ever come back to you, or you don't care if they come back to you damaged or in less than pristine condition? Are you a person who feels a responsibility to take care of or return in as good or better condition something which you were loaned that you're then giving back? I mean, how do you feel about that? I would love to know your thoughts, and I would also love to know what you think about my thought process. And have you gone through a similar thought process about what you think about loaning books? I would love to know all these things, so let's go talk about it in comments, and that's it for now for me. I will see you next time. Thanks for watching.
When I'm gone, you're gonna miss me when I'm gone. You're gonna miss me by my walk. You're gonna miss me by by my taco. You're gonna miss me when I'm gone.